Greetings, most honorable listeners and masters of the martial arts. I am Travis.
And I'm Big Los.
And this is CTE, and this is going to be an experience for you. And if you didn't know, we are sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour. Coming up February the 4th is the grudge match. It will be between Trey Lazenby and Thomas Wright. They'll go head to head. They had some static that happened earlier this year. I believe it was this year. Or was it last year? It was this year. Earlier this year. And they have agreed to step into the Virtual Fight Tour cage, and settle their disagreement.
Are they going to do it in the cage?
Yes, it's going to be up in New York. It's going to be up in New York. Other fights have been announced. Huh?
So I saw he has some other fights on there now too.
Yeah. They got Daryl versus Shaq. They have Jalen versus Malik Green.
Are these grudge matches, or are they just matches? Like it's a beef. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is Jalen and the kid he fighting from different places? Like, where they from?
Yeah, Jalen's from Atlanta. Malik is from New York, I think. Okay. Or not the New. Well, he's up from the East Coast. Let me put it that way, guys. I don't know if it's Philly, New York, DC, Maryland. I don't know. I know the Greens. Wait, no, GBK is from South Carolina. Yeah, Greens. I think the Greens are from South Carolina, I believe. Let me correct that.
A little fisticuff right there.
Yeah, you know.
What's his name? Chase Porter?
Shaq Porter.
I think I know Shaq Porter. Shaq Porter is from he's from Ben's, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And then who was the kid he fighting?
He's fighting Daryl. Daryl from I'm not sure if Daryl's from Virginia or if he's from hold on, let me just go. I'm not sure if he's from Virginia or if he's from North Carolina or one of the Carolinas. But he's down there all the time. He's in the South fighting a lot.
Okay.
Let me go to Jesse's page real quick to make sure I promote correctly and see Jesse's photos. Daryl Carter is from. It doesn't say. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay, North Carolina. There we go.
Didn't he fight before? He fought before in the VFT. Didn't
he? He's fought a couple times. Yeah, he's fought a couple times. Excuse my cough here, people. Fighting off a cold that's trying to come back for some reason. But yeah, February 4th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Tell the tape. Shaq is 215. Daryl's 200. They both are 5'10. And they are ready to fight.
Some blows thrown in that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be some heavy boys. They're both over in their 30s, so
they lay the lumber.
It ain't gonna be a lot of moving. They're gonna be
they lay the lumber. They try to let each other feel what they feel like.
Yep. Yeah. Malik is from South Carolina. Yep. Malik Green is from South Carolina and Jalen's from Atlanta. There also is a team match with Michael Macri. I'm probably messing up his name, but and Amir Styles. Michael is from Canada, and Amir, I'm not sure where Amir's from. Oh, he's from so they have unfinished business. These two young lions have unfinished business between them. So there's something. Something there.
Something in the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh. All right.
February 4th will be here before you know it. Honestly, man, like we're almost done with December right now, right? We're coming to the end of the year on this one.
Yeah, man. Well, we got a couple days, literally a couple days, less than a week, a couple days left in 2022. Man, it's gonna be 2023 very soon, and they have announced one also between Jakai and Trey Brown Williams. Trey is from I think it's from is this Jotties? I'm not sure. Who's he from? He's from up there. Oh, he's from Benz. Trey is from Benz. Jakai is he's on Team ATL. Jakai, I've seen Jakai a lot. He's one of those young fighters. You know who he reminds me of? I know that doesn't going to sound blasphemous for me to even say this, but he reminds me of Willie. Not in the sense of in the sense how dominant he was every time I saw him fight, But when you see a young kid who fights like an older person, you just notice something. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you just watching him moving and controlling the space and stepping in and doing all this other stuff, and it's like you fight like an old person, like. But and then when you talk to him, he got a little mouthful.
He has a high fight IQ at a young age.
Yes, at a young age.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched Trey, so I'm not sure how Trey performed.
I feel like Trey fought in the virtual fight tour. I thought he was the kicker, in the team fights. Maybe he one of the younger dudes.
Maybe he's only 15, so maybe.
Oh no, okay, maybe that wasn't. Maybe he wasn't the kid. I'm sorry. I thought it was somebody older. I thought these guys were a little bit older.
No, they're both 15 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how Trey fights. I don't think I've ever seen him fight. So, but coming out of Benz, he's not going to be a slouch. So,
yes, sir.
So yeah, there's that. All right, Los, how was your holiday? How was Christmas for you?
It was good, man. It was good. The kids, I had all my kids, so it's always nice because my oldest two, they come over for Christmas morning to open the presents with my younger two, right? So that's always a treat and a blessing, and something that we all look forward to. The kids were super excited. Santa brought some pretty cool gifts for them, and then obviously my wife and I, we took care of them as well. So everybody was really happy, man. This is probably one of the moments where we felt like we did a good job, right, as parents. And they appreciate everything that we did too. So it was like one of those moments. It was pretty cool.
Well, Christmas is gonna be different next year because I beat up Santa, so he ain't coming to your house no more.
Oh man, don't say that too loud.
Let it be known, Santa ain't coming over there no more, man.
Oh man, don't say that. Yeah, my daughter was super excited, man. She was like watching the little tracker and everything, and she goes, "Oh, my dad, he's in Bulgaria. How do you say that? Bulgaria?" Yeah, she was so funny. She was watching the whole time and everything, and she was like, "Oh, look, he's right here." So,
they gonna make it easy for me to track him down next year.
Yeah, they got tracker for you now, just like they got Elon Musk plane.
Yeah, exactly.
They track Santa too.
Yeah. But
how about you, man? How was your weekend? How was your week?
It was cool, man. I'm the person who waits to the last minute to go Christmas shopping, and I literally waited till the last day to go Christmas shopping for my parents. Like literally. And I wanted to go. I was like, I'm gonna go get this. I'm gonna go to Best Buy, get a washer and dryer, have it sit there, and then whatever. So when I get there, I started looking at them, looking at the sizes of the different sizes because it's an apartment. I was like, well, let me just go make sure I go back and measure it. But while I was walking out, I saw, you know those Philips Hue lights?
Those Philips Hue lights.
Yeah, you know what Philips is, the light, they make light bulbs, whatever.
Yeah.
And they got those special lights that have like that change color, that are automatic. Yeah, that you could show with your phone. Yeah. So I was like, this would be kind of cool. My parents have like this.
Your parents, they're into that?
Well, my parents have like a little
mood light.
No, come on now. Take it easy. I do not want to think about that.
Actually, Travis, I gotta be careful. I got my little man right here.
Exactly. But no, I had they have like this little remote control that they press on for one. They got 3 different settings. So it's like turn it on for one room, turn the lights on or off for another room, so they can just control it like that. And I was like,
the bulb, it's in the actual bulb itself.
So the one that they have to connect. They connect the actual. I think it's some kind of like a switch that they connect to the cords. And they got like an extension cord to connect all of them in the room. So now this switch goes on and off. Like it's
so old school. They had wires everywhere.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go
under the carpet.
Exactly. All of that in each room.
Hit it behind the stuff. It's all along the line, along the wall, and everything.
Exactly.
You can't see it, but
I was like, you know what? Let me update this. All right. So I go and pick out like 10 lights, right? Get about 6 different I get about 6 different colored light bulbs, and then like 4 just regular light bulbs.
Okay.
Right. So I walk and I go back. They're in my aunt's house. So I go back in the house. I'm like, I changed all the light bulbs, right?
Oh.
Right. But I leave the little connection set up for right now. So I leave it. So Christmas morning pops up. They're up. And I see they turned on the light. So because they got the little light switch. You got to turn it on before I can mess with it.
Yep.
I'm sitting there. I turned all the lights red. So they don't say anything. So I'm like,
yeah.
Let me switch it to red and green.
Y'all don't see nothing strange about this at all?
They ain't say nothing. I turn to red and green. Then I turn to dark purple. And then I hear my mom, right? So I guess my dad was in the bathroom. So I guess he comes out. And it was, before he comes out, I turn him back white, right? So I'm just sitting. So they're not saying anything. I don't know if she's just looking like, and my dad's probably just like, I can't see in there. So I'm just imagining what's actually happening.
Yeah.
So then I start messing with it again, turn them red, turn them blue, start changing the color. All I hear was, Travis. She snatched the door open and she's just looking, trying to get confirmation, like to come in here and see what's going on. And I'm laughing and I can't stop. Laughing. Yeah, I was trying not to, but so she looks at me, she sees me laughing. She said, "Oh, you're the one who's doing. I thought this house was haunted." She thought the house was haunted. Oh, and I was cracking up laughing. So I had a good time for that. And then, we went over to my aunt's house for Christmas dinner.
Okay.
Like 40 people popped up in there at some point. And some people actually didn't even know. I was like, "Oh,
yeah, that's like the old school family holiday dinners, man. We don't do that like that no more, like how we used to. We used to do that. That's kind of hard. Like we used to have like the patriarch in our family or the matriarch in our family, and everybody would go to her house. It was my aunt's house. When she passed away, it just kind of like that whole
everybody does their own thing. Yep.
Yeah, like no, like it was never like it was like she was like the glue that brought everyone together. Like you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then that kind of, like I said, it just kind of phased out. It's unfortunate, but. And it's probably been almost 10 years, 10, 11 years now.
But that's what kind of happens. And that's why I was when I was sitting there thinking about it, I actually had a moment about my grandmother, and I was sitting there thinking about like, she'd be sitting in her chair right now, laughing and happy right now, watching everybody, all these kids.
Glory. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause it was weird. Cause I was seeing the younger cousins now. So my cousins have children.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, and so, but I'm seeing them grow up. So now they're like some of them like 16, 14, 12, and they're not running around acting like kids.
Like how they used to be, yeah.
Yeah, now they sitting around talking, trying to be cool or whatever. And they having their little, and I'm sitting here like, I remember when we were like that. Yeah, we were those cousins. Now I'm looking out. Now we the old cousins sitting around.
Cousins, yeah.
Yeah, sitting around like, oh my God. And I'm just watching them, and they're going through this progression. It's just kind of funny to me just to see how life turns over like this, man. So I just had like a whole moment.
We at that age now, man. We gonna see all types of stuff happen to that. We just kind of like, man, when does this happen? I felt like people were old when this was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it makes you reevaluate you like, dang, I'm here. I'm an adult. I'm grown. Like, I'm not used to seeing this. I'm used to, being the younger side. No, I'm the oh my God. So like, it was just, that whole thing was just a reflective moment for me, just watching just everything that happened in there. And
you probably caught yourself like realizing it and then like paying even more attention to it as well. Like,
yes,
really like looking at it, right. So you caught a glimpse of it and you probably was like, oh, wait. Wow, and you just started like just breaking everything down. It's like,
everything.
They walk past a certain chair or a certain place in the house. You're like, I remember you wasn't as tall as that before. Like you'd be like,
no, I had a moment where there was a couple long time ago, probably over 20 years ago, when we were teens and we were sitting. All of us were in.
Yeah, that was over 20 years for you, just so you know.
Yeah, it was. It was.
When you were a teen, that was over 20 years. Brother.
It was.
You're on the other side of it like me. So.
But we were in the back room playing video games, and when I saw them back there playing video games, it triggered me to think about when we were doing this thing, and I was like, "Yo, my God, we were back there playing video games. Now they're off to the side playing video games." Yeah, and then like we had gotten to arguments and stuff like that, but they were real cool about it. I was just sitting there like, the whole thing was just kind of surreal, man. It was just, but I was happy to see it, but it was also a little surreal to me a little bit. Which brings us to today's topics: is reflection, people. We're gonna reflect on the year the 2022 was, and I promised Los, I was like, you know what? He's like, what we talking about? I was like, we're doing the reflections, and it's not really about martial arts. It's not really about sport martial arts. To be honest with you, this year has not been the most exciting year in sport martial arts for the most part. It's been kind of
It's really the year after COVID, really, like the real
yeah,
like year after COVID, right? So it's not like everybody's kind of still kind of getting back into that energy and the full scope of things, like
hmm like when we sat back and thought about it, I was like, man, what significant things just on the fighting side happened? It was really Elijah and Avery doing battles at Ocean State. Avery and Avery and Bailey at Amerikick, I believe
Mhm.
it was, and then uh, Bristol, where the Americans went over, and it was multiple different fights over there in Bristol. That you just kind of watched and paid attention to, but it was really those are the three impactful things that happened this year.
Yeah.
Um, this year in sport karate as far as fighting goes. So and we've already broken those things down. If you want to go back and listen to our reviews on them. So it's no real need talking about them again. But it was just kind of like interesting to see all of that type of stuff. But what I was wanting to talk about more so is you started it a couple weeks ago because you got me to be reflective about like, you doing all this traveling, what's it like me and all this stuff on the side. And then I think maybe last week I had another reflective moment. I was like, damn, I really did a lot of stuff this year.
Yeah.
Like just in the traveling through Europe, but also some things that you guys don't know. I got into real estate. I
Really?
started looking into doing commercial properties and real estate and stuff like that this year. Saving because there's and then in order to get into it,
You gotta have the money. Gotta have the
you
money.
gotta you gotta have the money. That's
Yeah.
number one. You gotta have the money. But the other thing is that there's these regulations and rules about new people getting into it. Like I mean, like really commercial real estate, not just buying a duplex or whatever.
Now I
It's
got you
like
saying,
when
yeah, a plaza.
when you like shopping plaza, it's like all these things that you got to go through, and it's like okay, wait, yeah, you got to have somebody who might back you for this. The banks got to talk to you about this way. So it's like things I'm learning,
Yeah.
trying to introduce into this stuff. With it, which was very interesting. I got like this book that I have to keep reading and trying to figure out ways and how to approach people about finding businesses and finding all this other stuff to buy.
Hmm.
So I was looking at that because that's what pretty much I was doing all summer. Then it came down here me building out the website that's going to launch next month for Martial Arts Internet Network and what I want to do with that network, with that and the direction I want to take Martial Arts Internet Network in the next year.
Okay.
That I was working on. Also, just with work, right? How to deal with difficult personalities, right?
Mhm.
If anybody wants to get into development, I'm gonna give you a heads up because actually I had a conversation yesterday at Christmas with my cousin and my cousin's husband.
When
They're
you say
both in
development, what type of development are you talking about?
IT
Software,
technology.
IT
Yeah,
technique.
yeah. Because one of them he was saying that he was like, look, I make XY, he make a lot of money. He was like, I made this amount of money, but I stepped away because I want to own this company. So we launched this company that I'm working for. Now I'm a CSO or something like that.
Mhm.
And I have da. So I'm doing this. And the other one was saying he wanted to get back into his own company because he had stepped away and he had some financial things he wanted to do with his family. But we
Mhm.
all came to the thing of how to deal with developers. These are some of the most arrogant people I've ever met in my life, right? And so while I'm working with these people, it was just like really like I'm telling you, this doesn't work. The reason it doesn't work is X, Y, and Z. And I'm telling you, we need to do A, B, and C. You're coming to me and saying, why do we need to do A, B, and C? And now you guys aren't trusting my judgment for whatever reason. So
Mhm.
now I'm like, okay, I'm getting frustrated because you're coming back and saying, hey, X, Y, and Z doesn't work. I'm like, I told you that 2 months ago.
Yeah.
You just wasted 2 months because you didn't want to listen to what I was telling you because whatever the reason is. And this isn't like the first time this has happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that always happens everywhere I go. It's just because of, and it's developers are some of the most arrogant people. They think they can always fix something that nobody else can fix. And it's just
And
annoying
there's
as all
people
hell.
that just they don't feel that they want to listen to that may have the right answer.
Correct. That too. Right. You know what I mean? Like
You know,
they'll
we ain't got to say it in so many words, but
yeah.
we say it in so many words. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Especially, yeah, I'm not gonna get to that. But it's I sat there and was like, yo, why is this that we have to go through this stupidity, whatever the case may be. But when I look back at the year of so much stuff that I had to, you go through, and I'm not going to even get into some of the stuff that I went through personally because it was a lot. Like, hey, look, man, women drain you. I'm just going to tell you, look, young man, Lil Los, women will drain you. I'm just letting you know that girls will drain you. I'm just letting you know that.
He got his little drip on, all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
Enjoy.
Son,
Hey,
you
look,
don't understand. Like, don't show that.
Yeah, don't rush it. Don't rush it. They will drain you. Just letting you know, little man. All right, but yeah. So it's like, all right, I gotta cut this person off. It's a lot of stuff that was going on.
So it sounds like in different phases of your life, you had a lot of obstacles, challenges, like a roller coaster of things that were happening. You mean that a lot of it you kind of just dealt with on your own. You didn't really speak it into existence, right? You just kind of it was in front of you. You just kind of dealt with it as to how you had to deal with it. But in your mind, you're trying to you're trying to grow so it doesn't repeat itself. It doesn't happen again, right? So as you're speaking on like the developers and all that type of stuff, you're looking at like, okay, this tells me I got to change the space that I'm in somehow, some way. What is my range, and where am I going to be moving myself to have that happen? Because
a lot of it comes like, I looked at it from the standpoint of, I know what this company is. This company is they're not bad people, right? They're good people. They're just I know I'm over it. I want to be in another space because I'm tired of doing the same thing over and over again, and people not understanding what I'm telling you. Like, hey, look, this is what we got to do. All right, you know what? Sometimes just gotta wipe your hands and step back and be like,
let you fall.
Yeah, you gotta let you. Yeah, you don't believe the stove is hot, burn yourself. So I mean, like, yeah, I told you, but yeah, it is what it is. So with that, next year is more so like even though I was going through all of this stuff or dealing with all these things, setting different things up. Next year, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, okay, this year was a year of leisure and learning, right? Like me running around, having all these different experiences, being overseas and introducing and learning, talking to people and just engaging with these people, but then also learning about that culture, but also learning things that I want to get into next, right? Like learning the stock market, learning the corporate buying of real estate, corporate real estate, learning what makes people even in martial arts pay attention, right? Like if people haven't paid attention, like I've done so many different things this year with Martial Arts Center Network, with just on our posts, right? Like we stepped into Patreon. We started doing martial arts main competitors on Instagram. We started we went live. We stopped going live. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're putting out highlights for people. We started doing all these different things because I wanted to engage with the people and understand what is it that you guys want out of the sport and what can we help you guys grow with. Like it's a lot of stuff. Like it's like I'm just trying to understand the mentality of the sport karate people, because I have a way of thinking of it, and then I look back and I'm like, all right, let me try and do this because that obviously y'all not paying attention to that. Let me do this. You know what I mean? Going to the Karate Combat was multiple reasons for me going up there because I wanted to understand why the hell y'all keep going to Orlando. Everybody just keeps coming up to Orlando. Why are you guys here? What is it about this? when I looked at the production of what they were doing there, how are you shooting it? Why do y'all have a camera? Seriously, why do y'all have a camera that just goes back and forth like this and has the worst angle of the fight? What is the purpose of this of this particular camera? It doesn't make sense. You got a man walking back and forth behind a whole bunch of people, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
makes no sense. So that's the learning that I've been doing. Next year is going to be the implementation. Um, like we talked about t-shirts, learning that whole process of like, yo, what, why is this happening? What is this? What is the, t-shirts
Yeah.
going to be getting sold soon? So it's like, okay, how do we use this? How do we use this as a marketing tool? How do we use this as a promotion of our sport? How do we use, what can we do with all this stuff, man? So this
Mm-hmm.
year has been a leisure and learn. Next year is going to be, for me anyway, and Martial Arts Network, it's going to be a year of growth, um, and a year of implementation and doing.
Okay.
I'm probably going to be settled somewhere. I haven't decided where. It's going to be. It's got two areas. I'm not gonna say online. I got two areas that I'm thinking about, but we'll figure that out depending. Um, but let me stop right here because we had 26. Let me say, Los, what about your year of 2022? What was your 2022 like?
2022 was actually a lot of growth for for me personally, for my business. Obviously, we actually, this is like, we had a record year this year as far as just our growth and what we've been able to do. But honestly, bro, like every time I feel like I'm growing, there's always challenges amongst it, right?
Hmm.
So, for me, we had our like I said, our best year, our best summer camp sold out, always great. And then I tore my Achilles, bro. When I tore my Achilles, man, that had me in a space that I hadn't been in a long time. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mentally or emotionally?
a little bit of both, a little bit of both, mentally and emotionally as well, right? Because I just, like for the first like 3 or 4 weeks, man, I just could not function the way that I wanted to function. I just felt like I was, it was just hard. It was just hard to kind of deal with having the boot on, having to do the crutches, just getting myself to places, having to have other people kind of like do stuff for me because I just couldn't get to it or make it happen. Having to sit down and not be able to go and do what I was supposed to be able to do, with us starting a new transition, right? We went right from summer camp right into our after school. And
Mm.
that's when I tore my Achilles. So the first 3 weeks, it was kind of like my team had everything in place, but of course I feel like I gotta be there. I gotta kind of be accessible to everybody. And it was really hard to get through that. And then I had to sit back and just kind of go. I was in the funk, man. I was really in the funk. It took me a little while to kind of get out of it. And I really had to really sit and think about, am I in this funk because of my injury, or am I in this funk because this is where I feel like I can wallow at, or kind of be in my own feelings, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? As opposed to like, now I'm choosing. So I got to a point where I was choosing to be in that space, as
Mm.
opposed to doing the steps I needed to get myself out of the space, which I've had to do multiple times in my life. I had a lot of transition in my life. So this was one of those moments where I had to again kind of pick myself up, dust myself off, even though I wasn't fully 100% of where I wanted to be, to keep myself on track to what we need to do as far as my family goes, as far as my organization goes, and as far as me personally. Like, I've done a lot of personal growth and development within myself, and I felt like I was letting all that go because I was in this bad state of mind of just being injured, right? Um,
So, what was the defining moment, like, or not defining moment, but a moment where you like, because you can say like, I'm down, I'm mad, I'm upset, but was there something that you said, did, or somebody else said or did, or a situation happened where you were like, okay, look, I can't let this happen any longer. Why am I feeling like this? Can I get out of it? It's like, what was the catalyst for it? Do you remember?
Yeah, I'll be, like I'm with a certain group that's kind of helped me really reach the pinnacle of where we've been able to get to. And they had an event that I had went to, again, me going down there still in my boot and everything else. And I'm just there. I'm just mentally, I'm just not there. And we're sitting down there and we're just talking about self-reflection and things like that's like what we're doing right now. Self-reflection on, where we're at, things we had to go through. And I was just like, we had to write it out as to what it was. And my thing was, man, I'm just in a space where I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I just want to just stop this and blah, blah, blah. But then I had to sit back and look at, like, how am I going to allow myself to do that when I have so many people that rely on me? Number one, my family relies on me to be the very best that I can be at all times. So even in my worst time, I still have to try to be my best that I can. So within that, one of the conversations I had with one of my mentors at the time, it was more of like, is this really happening to you, or are you creating the story that you're allowing yourself to live? And what that meant was, like, I was creating in my mind what I felt was preventing me from becoming and do what I wanted to do, but was it really preventing me from doing it, or was I saying that it was? And I had to really sit back and really think about that conversation. Like, okay, I can move, I can get around. I don't have both legs. You know what I mean? I have both my arms. I have a team in place. My wife has been a rock star. All my kids are doing well and are all healthy. Let me get back on my feet and start kind of pushing myself. So as I came back from that, like 2 weeks later, I was able to come out of the boot. And then, like, it all started, like, when my mindset changed, I think in that moment, it was probably like, again, like 4 weeks, 5 weeks after the surgery, when my mindset changed, like, everything changed. My energy changed, how I presented myself to the people that are in my life changed. Like, you know what I mean? And then at that time, the boot came off, and, now I'm able to move a little bit better. I'm able to walk around now without the boot, and I'm wearing shoes now, and all those type of things started coming to play. But in that one little pocket of time, I didn't see that coming fast enough, I guess, right? And I had to really, I think that was like the moment, going to that event and just having that conversation with my mentor. Stuff I had already knew I was supposed to be doing, because this is stuff that I would tell other people, right? Like, this is, you got to get through this. You're going to be fine. Just keep pushing as best you need to. Lean on the people that want to see you back to being who you're supposed to be. Obviously, if I'm coming around and I'm down and I'm kind of moping or whatever, that's not the energy people are used to seeing me in.
Yeah. And
right?
So that was bringing other people.
That was bringing other people down. They weren't sure how they were posting, how things like that. So now that changes the whole dynamics of what I'm supposed to be, not what I'm supposed to be, who I am. Right? Because being this other person, although I allow myself to become that, that's not who I am. That's not who I wanted to be. So I really, that was probably my biggest thing, bro, is like, we had an amazing year of growth, but even within myself, I had to personally grow again through another moment of not really trauma, but turmoil. Yeah. Just how do you say it? You always look like, man, I just want to have a smooth road. I have a smooth path. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like just about every year I'm running into a speed bump. Right. But every year I come from that speed bump, I grow and become better. Like, I become better. My team becomes better. My programs grow and become better. My family now gets to have the benefits of the growth that I'm experiencing in myself, which helps them and kind of trickles down into them and everything. So, yeah, that was my moment. I think, like I said, this year when I had that setback. But other than that, everything else was good, man. It just kind of taught me again everything that I've learned before. I'm sorry if I'm rambling on, but just going through just deaths, just transition of changing, life, going through marriages, leaving my uncle, like all these things were like moments in my life where I was in that same space that I was in recently. Right. I found that was the thing. But all those times I had to keep lifting myself up, because I didn't have the training and the ability to know what the steps I was supposed to take. I just knew I couldn't stay here.
Yeah.
Now I have a better understanding of why I can't stay there and what I need to do. And that, I think that's been a great lesson for me this year and a reflection for me. And what's helped me kind of project into 2023, knowing that no matter what the circumstances may come, I'm going to continue to push for growth and to try to grow our program, our family, and everything else that we're doing. But also understand there's going to be bumps in the road, but I can't let that set me back. Like I lost like 4 weeks of when I say I lost, I didn't really lose 4 weeks, because the 4 weeks still happened. It's just where my mind was at and what I let take over my mindset during those 4 weeks. I lost 4 weeks, and I can't afford to lose 4 weeks like that. I have to catch myself quicker. Does that make sense?
What was the last vacation you've taken? Like a real vacation?
Last vacation.
And I know we've taken trips, we go different places and stuff like that. But when was the last time it's just like nothing? Vacation.
Last vacation,
relaxing.
honestly, was Raymond's when we went to Costa Rica for Raymond's bachelor party.
Mm.
That was the last, but that was literally like a vacation. Like there was no work related. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we talked about business, so we can, we had to talk about business while we're all there because we're all business people. So we had to talk about business. But that was probably the last like real like non-work related event that I went to. Most time if I go or vacation I had. As far as my family goes, we went to where we go, Ocean City. Went to Ocean City this year. We always do that once a year. We go somewhere with Ocean City. And then so stuff like that I've done with my family, which is awesome. But it's not enough. I feel like I need to do more of it. But that again is me kind of building a team out to be able to run the ship while I'm gone multiple times. Yeah, and then this February we're gonna go to Tampa. I'm gonna take the kids down to Busch Gardens just so they can go there. Because I'm going in January on a business trip and I can't bring them with me. So I'm gonna bring them on our own family trip, because if I'd have brought them with me to the business trip, I'm in the business stuff that I'm not able to be with them.
I don't know if I should ask this right now or wait till we off. I'll wait till we off.
Okay.
Because I got not recommendations, but I'm asking for recommendations.
Okay.
For Tampa, because you've been in Tampa a lot lately.
Yeah. When you ready to invest in like an Airbnb or something, let me know because I'll jump on it with
you. Yeah. I'm like, look, man, it is what it is. All right. Anyway. Yeah. All right. So last thing, people we're not gonna keep y'all on this. Yeah, we got holidays and we're not trying to be on here talking all day. But real quick, what is your 2023 speak it into existence, your 2023? I don't like to say goals because although you have your goals, but I just like to say what I in 2021 I was like, I'm going to Europe. Like I said that and people kept asking me when you're going. March, I think, but I don't know where you going. I'm like, I'm gonna figure out when I get there. Like, all right,
when I get there, I'm just gonna go wherever it takes me.
Wherever it takes me. Where I got an outline in some of the cities I really want to hit. I just got to figure out when I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do, and then like all that other stuff. But
so me, I mean, it's kind of been my goal over the last few years. COVID kind of set me back. I think my 2-year time, right? So I'm on my 2-year cycle where I want to be. So 2023, I want to actually.
You're on a cycle. Go ahead.
I'm in that space now where I feel I can reach where I want to do before COVID, right? So my ultimate goal is to be able to purchase a home this year for my family. Right now we have a home, but we rent, right? So I feel like I'm living in someone else's house until they no longer want us to live here, right? So my goal is to be able to set us up where we're able to actually go and get our home for our family, and then. That's really my biggest goal, and obviously keep growing my school and keep creating opportunities for other people that can come work with us and be a part of what we do. But ultimately, that's my ultimate personal goal, is to be able to purchase a home for our family.
Okay.
Under my real estate LLC. So
there you go.
Yeah, we're like it's yeah. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. How about you?
I got 2 goals. One is for I got my 2020. I'm not gonna say goals, but 2023. When we look back at this time next year, I want Martial Arts Center Network to be self-sustaining. I want it to be I want it right now. This is money coming out of my pocket. I want it to generate enough income to pay the bills, to pay everybody that is involved with Martial Arts Center Network. That is enough. Not whether it's I don't need to be if it's profitable, it's profitable. I'm not gonna say not.
Yeah, don't say
you know what I mean?
You don't have expenses.
Yeah, I want to.
That you have to write off, like,
Yeah, exactly.
Puerto Rico for the team. I get it. We got to do some
I
research
definitely want
in
that.
Puerto Rico. Like,
I
however
definitely
we're gonna do it.
And look,
Main game Puerto Rico trip. Let's go.
I want to go. Honestly, I want us to be able to go to somewhere like a vacation that take everybody, get y'all rooms, and we just have a main gang place. But also for us to travel throughout the year to different events to be there in person, because I know a lot of people y'all don't see me. I don't pop up at a lot of events. But whenever I do,
you guess who else they barely
yeah, I know, right? But whenever we do,
yeah,
we see so much more than trying to watch something online, right? We feel the energy, we understand what's going on, and have a better sense of how to report what's actually happening, right? And I don't want it. I'm not gonna say, hey, look, somebody don't want to fly us out. Yeah, that's fine. But I want the money generated to go through all of everybody here, as well as some more people I want to hire. Right. I want that's my 2023 vision board, is to set the infrastructure where we are its own company and it is moving forward and growing. Right. The other one is my development company to have I want 3 contracts. I want 3 contracts.
So you are going to start your own development company?
Yeah, that's in the works. That's in the works right now. That's part of it. Yeah, I want to do. I'm going to have 9 to 5, but until it is self-sustaining. But for the most part, that is going to be the major thing, is the development company. In talks with different companies and to do contracting work for and have a team. Like I have like 3 or 4 different people, because I don't want some of the people to go through the stuff that I've had to go through.
Yeah.
Right. Like
I've always kids though, bro. Like, that's how I'm with my team, man. I just look at how I've seen stuff and I've experienced stuff, and it's like, I don't want you to have to go through any of that. Like, obviously I have to run the business as a business.
Yeah.
But there's certain things that I know that I can control as to how my relationships that I build with the people within my team and on my business, and how I set them up for. It's not so much setting them up for my growth, but setting them up for their own personal growth. And what they can accomplish for themselves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously you want people to be able to come under you, but you would love to be able to train someone, to teach someone to be able to multiply what you're doing, whether it's
so
in their own space. I'm sorry.
So I don't have to do it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, look, man. Like right now, one of the joys I have at this job is I have, in particular, one person who I'm kind of a mentor to. And I point out, like, look, I'm gonna tell you I'm like he'll come and finish something, and I'll look at his work. I'm like, hey man, look, don't do it that way. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not gonna go over well, because the user experience that you're creating is not going to. And even if they accept it, even if they say yes, it's going to cause so many headaches for you, because what happens when this changes? What happens when this happens? And I'm like, these are just normal scenarios. Like, that you're not even paying attention to. Like, these things are going to actually happen. And I remember once I told him this, and
you just sucked up all that snot, like it was crazy. I saw it like puff up right inside.
Yeah.
All right, finish your thought.
But I told him, I said, look, this is X, Y, and Z is gonna happen. And he was like, what? And I was like, it's X, Y, and Z is gonna happen. So maybe like a week later, he comes back, and we're in a meeting, and that's exactly what they were like. Because I told the other person who's not really taking in my advice, and she just went on ahead and did her thing. And we went, and because I told her, like, don't do it that way. So she didn't want to listen to me. Just got in front of the people and was like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. And they were like, what? No. Not gonna do it that way, because this is gonna happen. That's gonna happen. This is gonna happen. So now she just embarrassed herself in front of some of the big wigs, and I'm sitting here looking at it like, and then my mentee just slacked me like, "Oh, you said that was gonna happen." I'm like, "Yes, I've been doing this for 17 years. What makes you think I don't know what I'm doing? Like, I don't understand this. Like, so when all of this, like, so, but part of that is me trying to help other people behind me. Like, hey, look, this is what we're gonna need to do. This is what you need to do. Approach it. I don't care how you code it necessarily, but do it this way where you don't have to repeat and create your own code and do this. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. And so that's one of my goals. And that's as far as that goes, I should say. But yeah, man, like I'm looking at 2023 as literally a big year, hopefully. And even if it's not, it's one of those things you can be like, okay, when you look back on it, it's gonna be like, that's one of them years I need to go through.
Bro, I believe this year is gonna be our best year ever. And I believe I'm gonna hit a threshold that never thought was possible.
Well, it's going to be.
Yes, sir.
Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. Yes. That's it. That's all I got.
Reflections, Joe?
No.
No reflections for the year? You sure?
Well, going to Ocean City for like a week.
Yeah, but what was some of your growth you had? Anything in baseball that you could think of, or soccer?
I'm able to like hit faster pitches.
You're able to hit faster pitches?
Yeah, and like different kinds of like curveballs and stuff.
Okay. What were some of the challenges you had to overcome? Can you hear him?
I can hear him.
Yeah. What were some of the challenges you had to overcome?
I don't know.
How about when it doesn't go well?
I just like get over it.
Yeah. How to respond to things when it's not going well, right?
Yeah.
What was happening is he would get really upset, like angry, right? Mm-hmm. And that would deter him from actually being able to grow, right? Because he's so caught in that moment, right?
He's still reflecting on what happened instead of like making up.
Like, not the next one. Yeah. And I think we learned a lot with that, right? Mm-hmm. Especially when he first started pitching, man. When he first started pitching, it was like he had a good arm, but it wasn't consistent enough, right? He was just throwing the ball hard. And then when he started figuring out where to place it and controlling his emotion behind it, you think that helped a lot? Yeah. I think so too. Cool. Thank you, Travis, my little guy.
Pedro Martinez over there.
Let's hope, man. I was telling someone earlier, he always look at these Bugattis and all these these expensive cars. Like, boy, you better get that contract. I want 10 years, $400 million.
Hey, look, exactly. What's that boy who just got who just went to what did Aaron Judge just get? Like 2? Oh, wait, how was that Aaron Judge just get?
I think it's like 7 years or 9 years for like $375 million, something like that.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, but by the time, think about that. By the time he's Aaron Judge's age,
that's what I said. $400 million.
Man, no, it's gonna be 600 or 700.
Give me $500 million. Give me $500 million, son. We good.
Exactly.
He's 11 right now. You got 10 more years. You got 10 more
hey, boy,
years,
go out there and start pitching right now.
Let's go. Out in the snow. We're gonna get a little path for you. This is gonna be your story. My dad and Travis made me go out and shovel the snow and pitch.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. All I need is one. All I need is 1 million. That's all I need. You can have the rest of it.
Don't worry.
I'm not greedy. All right, people.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Happy New Year. Be safe.
Yeah, next time it'll be a whole nother year, man. Holy smokes.
Whole another year, 2023, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got to start when you sign in a date. You got to make sure you remember to put 2023. How long does that usually go for you?
What's
like
that?
When you sign, like when you make a signature, you got to put in the date. How long into the year before you actually start saying the correct year?
Bro, I'm writing checks and stuff like that all the damn time. So it'd be on Monday next week. It'd be 2023.
Yo, put that 2022 and then be like, let me scratch that out. 20.
Yeah, that was from last year.
Yeah.
It's past 90 days.
Exactly. Like it's well past 90 days. All right, people. We will see y'all next week. Talk to y'all later. Have a safe holiday season, and for those people who are celebrating Kwanzaa, I think that started today. Happy Kwanzaa. Yeah. All right. See y'all later.
We out. Peace.